Sunday in April. I gotta find the date. I forgot the date. Alright, here's the front yard. My amaryllis looking real good. Strawberries are in full production now. Starting to pick about every other day. Alright, over here on the fence line. So this first 8x8 section, I decided to kind of put in a food plot area. I'm putting corn in the back, and then some cucumbers and melons. Corn, I'm hoping to let it kind of shade, and also the cucumbers and melons, they'll climb up on the fence and kind of give some afternoon shade to the rest of the plants. This is amaranth or callaloo greens right here. You got red and green. That's supposed to be a summer green. I've never grown it. Just going to try that out. These are peppers, a row of peppers. I got banana, green pepper, and jalapeno mixed in there. And a row of green beans right here. And then right now there is a row of pansies. Those will kind of taper off. Once it gets hot, they'll kind of die off. So I'm going to replace those with some marigolds that I have started. Also put in some sunflower seeds. I already caught one spot where it looked like a squirrel had dug them out, but the rest of them, I'm hoping they've already germinated and will pop out. We'll come back in a week or so, update. Hopefully they'll all be popped out and going. Come up to the, I call this year and last year, this is going to be okra. But okra, they don't suggest putting it out until after May, so I'm just kind of waiting. I've got them growing in 6-packs. Right now this is spinach and some volunteer dill. So I'm just going to let that stuff grow. Spinach is still producing. I have put in, this is the eggplant bed, and I have put in some eggplants, about 5 so far. I'm going to get one more in here. We still got some collard greens that are not bolting, so just kind of get a couple more harvests off of those. Alright, this is the herb bed. I got mint in the back, which is super tall right now. Need to harvest and dry some of this. I got some sage, which is blooming. Just going to let it do its thing. And oregano, really growing good. Need to harvest some of that and dry it too. And then I have a wild flower little box here. Alright, headed to the back. Oh, just an update. I did have a tree company drop off wood chips for me. I like this company the best because their wood chips are just really clean. There's not a lot of big giant sticks in them and stuff, so we've been working on moving this wood chip pile to other strategic locations. Alright, in the back, let's start off on the left side, raised bed. I have picked a couple of radishes. They're doing pretty good in here, in the ground. Looks like one kind of split on me. Alright, I have started some cucumbers only back here in these little mounds. That one I'm not seeing anything pop up. Maybe it's not getting enough sun and heat. Alright, this is the second set of Parasonic lettuce. These are 2-gallon bags. Just kind of see how they do in the 2-gallon bags, but maybe getting a little bigger than the 1-gallon ones. But still, they only get to a certain point and they're pretty much mature. Alright, in the tomato area, I've been trellising these tomatoes. I let them have 2 leads, and then I string up each lead, and I'm trying to get them about 4 feet apart. This one I haven't trellised yet. I'm seeing the split right there, so give it a little more time. Chamomile bags, those are doing well. And I have some green beans in here. This first side here is a set of green beans, and there is a second row. I think I lost some to squirrels digging out the seeds, but we got some other plants. A few corn in the back. I'd rather have the corn back there this year. Last year I had the corn in the front, which made it hard to pick the beans in the back. That's the volunteer celery, which is really doing pretty well. Alright, my second tomato trellis, I finally finished it. I put a line, and I'm just kind of testing this year, but that is a wire line with a plastic coating that I just happen to have, and hopefully it holds the weight of these tomatoes. This one is not quite as high as that one, but it's going to give me another 15 plants here between the two raised bed setups. So this is the first one, and then there'll be another one right there. Alright, potato area. This is red and gold potatoes. I do need to come in and fill the bags now that we've got full growth. I'm just going to top off the bags with some good mulch mix, or not mulch, but compost mix and stuff. Alright, and then the second set will be sweet potatoes. Alright, so let's look at here's our second row. This is all bush tomato, which you don't need to trellis. But I'm going to cage these up and secure the cage so they don't tip over and stuff like that. But the Roma tomatoes, they're a bush tomato. They're determinate, so you don't snip them or snip suckers off of them or anything. On these tomatoes, I call them vine tomatoes, indeterminate tomatoes, you would, I go through and I allow for 2 main leads. If you let the plant go, it's going to have 20 leads. Like it'll just keep producing more like plants. Like here's one here that I need to snip. I need to snip this one right there, and you'll miss them sometimes and they'll get up on you. So, but this plant is producing and has baby tomatoes on it, along with this plant has a lot on both leads. It has baby tomatoes. So in April, that is to me it's exciting, and it's because I started everything 2-3 months ago in the greenhouse, and I kept it above 50 in there so that these tomatoes would keep producing. Okay, so mustard greens that are bolting now have these little tiny pods on them, which kind of turns into like a pea pod or a green bean pod, kind of smaller. But then that gives you your let this dry out, let these go, fully mature, and dry out, and you'll have seeds for next year. Doesn't take a lot, if you have so much. I mean, if you were growing thousands of plants, I guess, but I'm sure this is, they all produce their own seeds, so sometimes it's neat to collect stuff, and you know that the plant does well in your ground, in your area, then the seeds that you collect are going to be more acceptable to the weather and stuff like that in your area. All right, in the greenhouse, I've still got cucumbers and melon, and I am seeing some baby melons. These melons grow just like cucumbers. They're not that big. They're about the size of maybe even smaller than a softball. But I did open it up. I just wanted to get maybe some bees in here to do a little more pollinating and get me a little more production. I've picked a few cucumbers and not enough to really do any pickling or anything, but it's a little head start, and then we'll see how the outside cucumbers do. But there are lots of baby cucumbers, on this plant, so they're all kind of small right now because I've picked. You don't want to let your cucumbers go and turn like yellow and stuff on you, because it will stop the production of the plant will stop producing. Alright, so in here I have also added now, I moved all the tomatoes I had in here out, and that were in bags. They're all outside now. And now I have some peppers in here in bags. And the three varieties I mainly like to grow are green pepper, banana pepper, and jalapeno. Just the basic peppers. Alright, and I've got more. These are green peppers, so I do want to kind of fill this area with bags of peppers. That'll give us plenty to use and then store and save. Pretty easy to save peppers, especially if you're going to use them in some type of soup or sauce or something like that. That's, you can just chop them up, freeze them up. Alright, here's lemon balm, doing good. I can actually harvest some of that and dry it out, which I haven't done much of this year. Here's some white cosmos there. I potted them up. They'll go out front. Nasturtium, supposed to be a very good companion plant for cucumbers, so I'll probably do most of these out in the front yard, and maybe a couple in the back once those pop up. This was an attempt to grow. I had a bunch of seed packs with marigold, and pretty much this is my luck. This was old seed, so that's just the way it is with old seed. Maybe it's no longer any good. I bought some new seeds, and within 3 days I had germination, so I just needed some more seeds, so I'm getting that going. Hopefully I'll have about 24 plants of marigolds. Alright, out the back, we're going to go down the side of the greenhouse where I have all the onions. Onions are looking good. Got some nice rain the other day, and everything just like woke up. And I even have a petunia in here. Some of these volunteer things that I actually want, like that is basil right there, some more basil, and a purple basil. So I'll probably just I'm going to go through and not pull them out, but I'm going to carefully dig these out and transplant them and have them some more. We'll probably put them in bags. But these are all the onions. Garlic's looking well. It's got a petunia in there and another petunia. This is the 2 garlic bags. I'd like to increase. I'm gonna see how it goes this year. We'll probably increase the garlic, onions, and everything, and try to have enough to last for a while. The beets doing real well. A couple bags seem to be doing a little bit better. I just think it's because of the sun, or maybe just the mixture of the soil. Alright, strawberries. Again, I need to come out, probably pick tomorrow. Again, I'll show a picture of some of the strawberries that we've already picked. We probably picked about, I don't know, 6 quarts, maybe 6 or 7 quarts. And the fennel and dill's going to seed. Here is a fully mature Paris Cos lettuce. Here is my celery containers. I got a few more that I'm going to put in. And then I just transplanted these Paris Cos lettuce. These are baby ones. And I actually bought some marigolds. So I got to have marigolds this year. Just something I want to kind of reintroduce in my garden. And so I actually bought some plants. They were $1 a piece, down from $2 a piece. So I got 6 of them. And then, put these out here strategically and try to help deter some bad bugs. But this is the Paris Cos that we've transplanted yesterday. And they're just babies. And then you saw the full grown ones. So some of these are 1 gallon bags and then 2 gallon. And it does well in both of these. So we'll just keep that going. All right, appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna update. I am gonna update the nursery in the seedling area in the house. But here's our dirt processing area. I do use this Kellogg's raised bed and potting mix. If I don't have a big bag of soil, then I use it. I'm fixing to get a big bag of soil here in a week or so. But what we do, this is like the compost pile over here, and right now it's got grass clippings, it's got chicken manure stuff, so we just kind of needs to be mixed up here. But this kind of sits, and then we move the pile. And then we take the stuff from the bottom of the pile where the worms are, and that's where you're going to capture, like, if you're getting into soil where there's worms, there's going to be worm castings all in the soil, so that makes it a little more nutrition for the plants. But we'll kind of pull it in and mix it in together here, and then put it into bags and stuff as we need it. Alright, well, I will update you guys with the nursery. If I don't, please like, subscribe, share, comment. Please comment if you enjoy it. The tour, basically that's what I'm doing now, is a tour. I might do more like instructional type stuff that I do. As far as my methods, there's lots of methods out there that work. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye. Alright, just a little update on the nursery. The okras are doing very well. These are okras that I actually got the seeds from the pods from last year, and so they're doing well. Here is my new seeds, marigolds. I've got several pumping up here, and then another 12 pack here. So doing very well. And then there is my sweet potato slips, getting ready. Still got some oregano in here and some petunias. So most of the stuff I pulled out of the nursery area, and it's actually in the greenhouse. So the peppers and things like that are out there now, kind of hardening off. So just an update on the nursery area, and we'll see you soon.